All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Yahweh
Shai,
Bahashem
Kodash. Double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone, taught us his truth. Peace and salutation to those of the hopeful elect. All right, a few brothers from the GMS SF Bay Area camp, and we just want to go in through the spirit. All right, concerning biblical prophecy, man. All right, because the times that we're living in now. All right, things are pretty much, we're going to see the effects of the end times, man. All right. You're seeing that the famine is approaching, man. All right. And we're seeing that, these livestocks, all right, the different food that's being grown here in America, the Lord is destroying that. All right.
Yep.
Because everything that goes on in the earth is all done by the hand of the Most High. The Lord puts the spirit on people, all right, to make moves in the earth, okay?
Yep.
So you want to get that article?
Yeah, and if I could say, right now the Lord is using Esau, which is a so-called white man, to which is the wicked, that the scripture talks about, to basically, cause chaos,
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're gonna get the article, but basically, we can see how the elites, which the elites consist of the top tribe of Esau, which is the Amalekites, they're creating a artificial famine, but nonetheless, it's a famine, But this is from Charisma News, and it's dated April 30th, 2020, and it says, millions of pigs, chickens, cattle euthanized while media warns shortages are coming.
Mm-hmm.
It says more than 26 million Americans have lost their jobs during these coronavirus lockdowns so far. And this has created unprecedented demand at food banks all over the nation. In many cities, vehicles start lining up at the food banks at the crack of dawn, and in some instances, the lines have literally stretched for miles. But at the same time, farmers all over America have been dumping millions of gallons of milk, disposing of millions of pounds of fresh vegetables, and putting farm animals to death at a rate that we have never seen before. In fact, Reuters is reporting that millions of pigs, chickens, and cattle will be euthanized because they can't be sold. Unlike other parts of the globe, we actually have plenty of food right now, but we can't get much of that food to the people because so many food processing facilities have been shut down due to fear of COVID-19.
Yep. So Esau pretty much, he's creating a famine, and they're blaming it on because the businesses and these different stores are not ordering the food, so they're just left with overstock that they got to get rid of, But any righteous ruler would just give the food away, but Esau, he's gonna let it rot because those foods cannot be bought, So in return, what is this gonna lead to? It's gonna lead to an actual famine. You're gonna go to the grocery stores and you're not gonna be able to, buy certain foods that you want. You're not going to be able to get certain vegetables that you want. It's going to be a shortage.
Yep.
And it's all because Esau is the demon, pretty much.
Yeah, and he's creating this narrative of COVID-19, instilling fear into the whole world. And we all know that the COVID-19 is bullshit. There may be a virus that exists.
There's a lot of bullshit that comes with it.
Yeah, and there's a virus that does exist, yet it's no deadlier than the flu, and they don't lock down, economies. They don't start food shortages because of the flu.
They keep the sodomite parades running.
Yeah, yeah, but they're over here creating an artificial famine because of this COVID-19. This shows you how much power they have too.
Yeah, because the elites, their whole plan is to shut down this society.
Yep.
That's why they don't give out the food for free, because it goes against their agenda.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to get this quick precept. This is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yep. So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The key word was given. Who has power and dominion in the earth? Could you get that in, it's either in Psalms and there's one in Daniel's. Where it says that set over the bases of men. Let me see.
And I got this real quick. This is the word for wicked. In the blue letter, Rasha. It says wicked, criminal, guilty one guilty of crime, wicked, hostile to God, wicked, guilty of sin against God or man. And that's exactly what this man is doing. You
Yep.
know, and you jump down to the Strong's definition, and it says morally
that?
wrong, bad person,
Daniel
condemned,
4,
guilty.
17.
You
Esau
know?
is that profane person.
Yeah.
And it says in Habakkuk 2, I think verse 4, where it says that his soul's inside of him is not upright.
Yeah, it's not upright. And you can see this is morally wrong what this man is doing.
Mhm.
You know, they have control, you know, of the world. So, you know, they could have, you know, things ease up, yet they're
Yeah.
putting hell on the people, you know?
Yep. And the Lord allowed Esau to do this.
Yep.
You know, the Lord, because the scriptures say that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know, so the Lord allowed this to happen for a reason, because Esau is that vessel, you know, that's going to bring forth wrath in the earth, man, as a punishment for this world being wicked. You know,
Yep.
because the people that's going to suffer, you know, famine, these different plagues, these people are not innocent. You know, these people are living an ungodly death style.
Yep.
You know,
And Esau allows it.
Mhm.
You know, he's the one that passes the laws for what, homosexuality. You know, it's okay for them to marry. You know, he has all these laws that he puts out that go contrary to the scriptures, because the Most High has set up a set of laws to live by, which is righteous. But what did Esau do? He created his own new ones. You know.
Yep.
What did you want me to get in the Psalms?
I got this
it was,
in
Daniel.
Daniel.
Okay.
I'll read this in Daniel 4, verse 17. It says, "This is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over the bases of men."
Yep. So the Lord give the earth into whosoever he will, and setteth up the bases of men. And when you read in the book of Job, it tell you that Esau, he's the base man. So among all the heathen nations, Esau, he's the worst. He's the lowest level of the heathens. But the Lord set up Esau to be in his high position, you know, to have dominion in the earth, to have control over the whole earth. You know, why did the Lord do that? As a punishment, man. You know, so that's why we're seeing the Lord breaking down America using Esau, the elites. You know, because the elites, they think that they're following their plan by moving forward with their new world order. But really, they're following the plans of Yahweh Shema Shai, because the Lord is allowing them to do that. But then the Lord has bounds that Esau can't pass.
Yep.
You know?
And ultimately, Esau is going to have to pay for all the atrocities that he's doing and has done, you know?
He was set up, pretty
Yep.
much.
Yep.
I got a quick precept. This is Revelation chapter 6 and 8. And I looked and Salakia. This is Revelation chapter 6. And I'm going to start at Salakia. I lost it.
If you find it, I got this precept I could read.
Here it is right here. Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
And who is that red horse? Esau. You know, what it is? What does it say? He came out red and hairy all over.
I got the picture right here on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Genesis 25, verse 25, it says, "And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau."
Yep. So and that's representing that horse. That's Esau, you know, the Edomites.
It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Yeah, and like we've been reading, Daniel's 4 and Job and 9, that power was given by Yahweh Shem Shai. And that's how we know who was in control, you know, the wicked.
And that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
And what is Esau's blessing? That sword. And that sword comes in many different forms, you know. Of course, the nuclear missile, the gun, you know, but this COVID-19, you know, they're saying that it's a bioweapon, which Esau does create bioweapons.
You could say anything in Esau's hand can be used as a weapon.
Exactly, because all he uses it for mischief, you know.
Like for instance, like he'll extract the cyanide poison out of an apple and then kill people with it.
Yeah, out of an apple. I got a quick precept. Were you done on that?
Yeah, that's done now.
Like Proverbs 4 and 16, it says, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall."
Yep. So that's the elites. You know, the elites, you know, they're restless, man. They have to figure out ways how they can destroy the Israelites, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, so they losing sleep. You know, unless they're moving forward with their New World Order agenda, man. All right, because at least their whole plan is to move forward and chip everybody with an RFID microchip. But in order for the elites to have everybody run into that chip, the elites have to make, you know, a problem so they can come out with that solution, which is the chip.
Order out of chaos.
Yep. That's their slogan.
Yep.
You know, so with this COVID-19 thing going on, you know, causing the famine, all right, causing chaos and sedition among men. This is Esau making the chaos so he can bring his so-called order and make things go back to normal, so to speak, with his RFID chip.
Yeah, and it's nothing new. You know, you can see it. All you got to do is look at this man's track record. You know, what did he do in 9/11? You know, that's been proven that wasn't true what they said happened.
Inside job.
Yeah, and
Patriot Act.
Exactly. So what did they do? They created the chaos, had the Twin Towers fall, supposedly a terrorist attack. And what did they do? Like the brother said, they created the Patriot Act.
And George Bush, that came out of George Bush's mouth, by the way. Order out of chaos.
Yeah.
Just like how with Reagan and Bush Sr., they said all these things, you know, like the New World Order. And, you know, it all pertains to prophecy.
Yep. And the elites, when they destroyed the World Trade Center, you know, that was their first step on pretty much crippling America's economy. Yep. You know, because shortly after that, in 2008, the recession hit. Yeah. And now we're in 2020, and we're about to collapse. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And what did they do on this COVID-19 thing? You know, they've been first, you know, setting all these unconstitutional laws to have you shelter in place, not to be able to visit, you know, public places.
Gather with people.
Yeah.
That's one of the amendments. I forget which one.
Exactly. You know, and that goes against these people's constitutional rights. You know, it just shows you how they're a devil. But also, what happened? They made the market to crash.
Yep.
And what did the elites do? They bought up all these stocks. And even what was it? Bernie Sanders, I think brought it out. You know, that said the elites or he didn't say elites, but he's, you know, the rich, the 1% just had a $308 million wealth grab or something like that. But nonetheless, you know, these elites, they caused the market to crash so they could buy the stocks cheap, and now they're still they're propping it up.
Yeah, and they're causing this famine of food so that you go to them for food.
Yeah. And ultimately, what is it going to lead to? The chip. You know, they're getting you in you know, used to
or
conditions. Yeah, the water conditioned to what, taking these vaccines. You know, making you rely on them. You know, on Esau's so-called science, his medicine. You know, so-called, and then what? He's gonna have the market crash. They're gonna instill their form of payment, and they're gonna instill the mark of the beast. You know.
Yep. That's their ultimate goal, you know. And Esau, he works in phases, you know. So that's why the brother had the scripture where it says they sleep unless they can't sleep unless they do mischief.
Yep.
You know, because, you know, the elites, they've been working on the New World Order for years, man. And now they're finally making the final moves.
I would say centuries.
Yeah.
All to have full control. You know, full control, and have everybody else as slaves.
Yep. Perpetual slaves.
Yep.
You know, because this old system is not working, you know, for Esau. You know, that's why, Baba Kashaki, you get Revelations 12:12.
Okay, got it.
That's spirit.
Yeah, Revelations 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
Yep, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, man. Because everything that the elites have done to keep their power is failing them now. It's not working. You know, they go into their soothsayers. They're going to their wicked ass witches,
the prognosticators.
Yeah, and then you know, their plans is not working. You know, people's waking up to the elites' plans. You know, people's waking up to the bullshit of the COVID-19 hoax.
Because ultimately, you know, it's because, you know, the men of the Lord, the watchers, are watching his moves, and we're measuring the times diligently, because ultimately we knew all this was going to happen before it happened. And I got that account here in Matthew 24. I'm going to start at verse 4. And, you know, this, before that, the apostles, Peter was saying, you know, when's the end times going to be? And this is his response. Matthew 24:4 says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdoms against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yep.
These are the beginning of sorrows. And those literally are the things that we're going through right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then if I could jump to verse 22, it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. Because if Esau Edom was given just a little bit more time to rule the world, then there would literally be no flesh saved.
Exactly. And that goes hand in hand with Revelations 12 and 12, where it says he's coming down with great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. You know, because the Lord is shortening the days for the elect's sake. And on top of that, Esau, they see that they have to make their move or else they're going to miss their mark. So that's why they're so desperate to push this COVID-19 and take it as far as they can. Because by them doing pushing this propaganda of the COVID-19, they're taking away more rights from the citizens, man. You know, more and more rights from your average American citizen.
Yep. They're creating draconian laws. I got a quick precept. It says Revelation 13:11, and I behold another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Ooh. You know, and how is he speaking? He's speaking, and he's creating these laws that are called draconian laws. You know,
with authority, because everyone's listening to this devil.
Mm-hmm. And he had two horns like a lamb because a lamb is harmless. You know, they're the elites. They set up, you know, these different politicians like the Democrats, the Republicans, and they're setting them up as if they're for the people.
Mm-hmm. It's like the whole cult of personality that these presidents have. Like people believe that Obama would never hurt a fly, yet he made sure that those airstrikes were happening over there in the Middle East. He made sure of that to happen.
Yep. And this is the definition for Wikipedia on draconian, is an adjective meaning great severity that derives from Draco, an Athenian law scribe under whom small offenses had heavy punishments. You know?
Small offenses have heavy punishment.
Yep.
Baba Kashar, could you get Revelations 13 and 16? Small offenses have heavy punishments.
Yep. And what are they doing? They're if you go out to the beach, you know, like here in California, you're liable to get arrested. Which, you know, a couple months ago you could go to the beach and be fine. You know,
or penalized.
Yeah, or fined. You know, $1,000. And these people don't have jobs to where if you get fined, how are they going to pay? Well, they're going to use their stimulus check to pay for the fines.
Yep.
What do you want? Revelations 13
and 16.
Yeah, I got it right here.
You got it.
Okay.
Revelation 13 verse 16 says. Talk about that. It says Revelation 13 verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Yep, and that's the draconian law that Esau is ultimately going to make, you know, is when he makes the RFID chip mandatory. You know, he's going to make it a mandatory thing to where you have no option. It's either you get the chip or you die, you know. And just like the brother brought out that definition of draconian law, which goes into, you know, a great punishment for a small offense, pretty much.
Yep.
You know, if you refuse to get a microchip put in your hand or in your forehead, then you can go and get your head chopped off by the guillotine. You know, so that's where we're coming to. Esau, he's gonna force people to get the RFID chip. You know, and that's where, you know, everything is leading towards too.
Yeah,
you know?
well, it's going to go into verse 17.
Verse 17 says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Which is draconian, you know? What do we use to pay now? You know, well, it's always been money, you know, and then Esau switched it up for this fiat currency, you know, but now Esau is going to make it to where you have to have the mark of the beast, you know, to pay.
Digital currency.
To buy or sell. You know?
Yeah, and just like what we're seeing, it's more proof that all these other camps, they don't know what they're speaking about, or they're pretty much paid off to say the wrong thing, because the mark of the beast is indeed the RFID microchip, and the money is going to be pretty much like a virtual transaction.
Yep. The chip is going to be the wallet for your virtual money.
Yep.
Well, like you look at the patent that Microsoft came out, and I don't know what it's called, but the 060006, that Bitcoin wallet.
And then on top of that, the chip is not only going to have your your financial transactions, it's also going to have your medical history on it.
Well, with combining the RFID microchip with the 5G towers and the Internet of Things, you can be in the desert, walk by a toaster, and then the toaster will recognize that RFID chip and know that you were there. It's going to have a receipt for everything that you do.
Yep.
And that's where that Internet of Things is going to come into play.
And that's why Esau's setting up the 5G towers while everybody's in their house on lockdown. So everything is leading towards the mark of the beast. The medical records. That's why Esau, he set up the COVID-19, because that's the chip will be a perfect tool for them to so-called keep track of people that have the COVID-19. If you get the chip, they can tell if you're vaccinated. They can tell, they can read your heart rate. They can tell if you're sick or if you're not. So that's how Esau is going to roll this thing out, man.
Yep.
Any more on that? It says, calls
verse 18, and it says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 666."
Yep, 666.
Yep.
That's the beast system.
Yep.
That Esau with his going into pretty much the mark of the beast in his barcode system.
Yep.
Well, right now already there's like stores in the city that you can't go in there unless your app is situated. So you got to download the app, put the email, everything, all that set up. So it's basically you go in there and your coffee is already ready before you even walk into the building, and that's where everything's leading up to. They're just trying to streamline everything, so that in a simple point of view, it actually looks beneficial. That RFID microchip is the so-called balm to cure America's problems right now.
Yeah, but we understand that America's going to be destroyed. Yeah. So the elect are not going to take that chip, because those that don't have faith in this truth, they're going to take the chip thinking that America's going to keep going on. But we know that America's going to be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles and Yahweh Shai and the holy angels. I got a quick precept. This is Psalms chapter 17 and 13. "Arise, O Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, disappoint him. Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." So the Most High, he's going to disappoint Esau, because the Lord has set bounds which he can't pass, pertaining to Job, the book of Job. So Esau, when he thinks he's about to fill his belly, when he thinks everybody is pretty much the majority of the people of the earth is chipped, Esau's about to finally finalize his new world order agenda. That's when the Most High is going to disappoint him, because Yahweh Shai is going to show up who the world ignorantly called Jesus with the holy angels and so-called UFOs to invade the earth and destroy those that took the mark of the beast, man.
Yep.
Destroy those that put their faith in Esau's, system, his demonic ass system. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down." So Yahweh Shai is coming back to cast down the Edomites and take them out of rulership, because the Lord gave Esau the power, and now the Lord is going to take it back when Yahweh Shai comes back.
Yep.
It said, "Deliver my soul from the wicked," and we already read who the wicked was, "which is thy sword," which is the Lord's sword. So Esau is being used as a sword, because the only ones that's going to get caught up in Esau's madness and be killed and thrown in FEMA camps and destroyed, those that are going to receive Esau's mark, are 2/3 of Israel, and the rest of these heathens that's going to be destroyed. The elect is not going to be involved in that.
Yeah,
the Lord, you got it.
Like I was gonna say, like as I read in Matthew 24, this is for the elect's sake.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody else's sake.
Yep.
Could you get Revelations chapter 2 and 10? Because the Lord is going to keep the elect from the hour of temptation.
Yep.
You got it.
All right, so it's Revelation 2 verse 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prisons, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Yep.
Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life."
Yep. Yahweh Shai said, "Fear none of those things thou shalt suffer." Because brothers is going to be, demonized for not conforming with Esau's society.
Yep.
Brothers are already being demonized for speaking the truth. They call it so-called
Conspiracy
theorists.
Yeah.
You know, which Esau, he's going to label conspiracy theories as enemy of the state or enemy of the government.
Yeah, when a conspiracy theorist is a person who just conspires.
Yeah.
Like you can get a job in the government being a conspiracy theorist as a detective.
Mm-hmm. Somebody that just conspired. You can be like, hey, brother, what you feel like eating today? We're conspiring right now to go grab some food.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, but Esau Edom is demonizing people who do such things.
Yeah. And you got it.
Well, that was it.
And I was going to say, to add on, it says, fear none of these things. So even with this, false famine that they're creating, there's nothing to fear. We know that, like the scripture says, my servant shall eat, So we don't have to fear, anything that Esau is doing,
Though I walked in the valley of shadow of death, I shall fear no evil.
Yep, beautiful.
Yep, and it says Esau is going to put certain brothers in jail, So certain brothers are going to get locked up, but that's just a test from Yahweh Shema Shai, because the Lord is controlling everything anyway. The Lord said, be thou faithful unto death. Now, some brothers might not have to die, Some brothers, the Lord might take you all the way there, like you about to die, but then the Lord will deliver you for being faithful, man. But either way, the Lord has his elect. Could you get Revelations 3 and 10? Some brothers might have to be martyrs, but the Lord is going to put the spirit on them, to do so.
All right, so this is Revelation 3, verse 10, says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So the elect is going to be kept from that hour of temptation, because it's going to be trying times. Like the elder apostle Tahar said that, we may be homeless for refusing the vaccination.
Yep.
We may be homeless for refusing that test.
Homeless for refusing the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip.
Might get put on the guillotine block for refusing it.
Yep.
All right, so continue on. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try men that dwell upon the earth. Verse 11 says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Which is his truth. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai and how to please him. The mysteries. There's truth.
Yeah, the knowledge to know what happens if you take that mark of the beast. If you're tempted, if you fold in the hour of temptation, we know what's going to happen.
But Yahweh Shai, he said, behold, I come quickly. He said, hold that fast. So we have to hold fast this truth, because we read the verse up. It says, behold, thou hast kept the patience. I will keep you from the hour of temptation. So, the elect, they're going to hold on to this truth, and refuse, Esau's draconian laws, so to speak. And the Lord is going to take care of the elect. The Lord is going to keep his elect from the hour of temptation.
Yeah, the elect, patience, in the world they say patience is a virtue.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're only going to find 144,000 elect men with that patience in the 1/3.
And patience means to suffer.
Yep.
So you got to know that it's going to be hell.
Just like we read in Revelations 2 and 10, it says, fear none of those things thou shalt suffer. Because ultimately the Lord got the elect eventually. The elect going to be eaten. The elect going to be in a good case. It's just a test that the elect had to go through.
Yeah.
So with that being said, brothers.
One more precept, Baba Kasha.
Yep.
It says Matthew 11 verse 6, and it's just real quick. It says, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me.
Yep. Blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me, because the straight gate, man. Yep. There's going to be a lot of unfair things that's going to happen to brothers being in the truth.
Yep.
And walking the same, walk as Yahweh Shai's walk. Yahweh Shai, he suffered things that he wasn't worthy enough to suffer, Yahweh Shai, he didn't transgress, he didn't sin, but, he still went through all kind of, sufferings, But the Lord granted him that crown.
Yeah, how much more his servants are going to go through those things.
Exactly.
We might have trouble in the flesh with our family members. We have to, hold that crown and make sure no one takes it from us.
Exactly. You might get thrown in prison for a long time, and the demon of doubt might jump on you. Oh, the Lord ain't dealing with you. Can't get offended, man. And Yahweh Shema Shai, you have to always keep your faith, because the Lord, wants to see if you're going to keep it into the end, man.
I got a quick precept. Last precept, probably. Romans 8 and 18. It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Con. Yeah, because like let's say you're on the chopping block, you know, you got to remember the scriptures. If Esther said, "If I die, I die."
Yep.
You know, because it's incomparable to like whatever little quick death you'll get here, what little quick you know, tribulation of hunger, a few days. Well, you know, it's incomparable to what we're gonna get.
What about Job? He said, "Though he slay me, yet will I still trust in him, and I'll maintain my ways before him."
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, because ultimately you got to remember the end goal, the end game, which is what? Yahweh Shai coming back, saving us, and if we do die, you know, it said, Lord willing, we're of that number. We are the first ones to come back, and what is He gonna do? Establish the kingdom of heaven forever.
Yep.
You know.
And those that perish for the names of Yahweh Shema Shai, you don't actually perish. You actually all it is your you get translated directly into those new bodies in the chariots with Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
You know, and you're gonna receive that crown. You know.
Yep. So no matter what Esau throws at us, you know, brothers, just, you know, keep the faith. You know, hold on.
I got one last one. Sirach chapter 4:28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee.
Yep.
Beautiful.
I mean, it's pretty
Self-explanatory. We explain it in this whole video.
So with that being said, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and citation to those of the hopeful elect. Shalom and Abba Babal.
Shalom, Abba Babal.